Back to the 11th, and Christy O'Connor on the par 3 hole now. This is the 216-yarder, as Dave said, plays a lot less than that downwind.
And downhill a little bit. But the player problem you face here, of course, they played the hole and practice rounds and in the tournament. But still, you have to play the shot short of the green and have it bounce in onto the green. And you can get any kind of bounce when you try that.
O'Connor with that 64 on opening day, then 76, 72, and he's even par today.
Sounded a little heavy, but
oh, look out. In the
bull.
Up bunker and came up out, I believe. I believe it's up on top. Yep.
You don't see that very often.
Not in these
here.
bunkers.
These bunkers are usually very steep.
Bernhard Langer now having his problems on the 9th tee here. The 9th hole, 387-yard par 4. There it is in the air. And good shot. Oops. Yeah, it's okay.
It's not a good shot anymore, Jim.
No. Caught the bunker finally, huh? Did it, Rossi?
That's not a good shot anymore. It went on the, just trickled into the bunker on the downslope. And he'll have one of the hardest shots left you've ever seen.
Woo.
You'd wonder why he'd take a driver there or whatever wood he hit to bring those bunkers into play.
I was surprised because David laid up. He's well back.
Some of the Americans not here. Andy North, the U.S. Open champion, is not here, all for different reasons. Curtis Strange, the leading money winner. Hale Irwin. Cal Peete has an injury. Hal Sutton's not here. Ray Floyd. And Arnold Palmer, for the first time since 1960, is not here. But what a history he has had in this championship. Like the jockey Todd Sloan decades before him, Arnold Palmer came to Britain not to ride the ponies, but to play in the British Open. It was 1960, and the Open had fallen on lean times. Only Sam Snead and Ben Hogan had come from the States to win it since World War II, and each only once. Americans had lost interest. But suddenly, the Pied Piper from Latrobe, PA came and won on his second try and spread the word back home that the British Open was different and it was fun. And soon a stream of top Americans, including the young Jack Nicklaus, were on the transatlantic plane each year. The Open revived and prospered until it drew golfers from around the world, and spectators too, more than 100,000 a year these days. Snead's first prize was $500. Total purse this year, about $750,000. But Arnold Palmer led the way. Yankee Doodle with a 1-iron, leading his troops to Britain. Yes, indeed, and you can be sure that the British Open misses Arnold Palmer this year, and Arnold Palmer misses the British Open. The reason he didn't come, Arnold had a minor operation not long ago, and would certainly guess that he's watching today. Some of the other scores for you of the leaders. Now, David Graham on tape at the 9th.
Be right.
Well, somebody said be right. It's sure not wrong.
Good shot.
Yep. Now live with Bernhard Langer in that fairway bunker. He just went too far with his tee shot. It wasn't errant, it was too long.
It was errant also for taking a club that would get you there.
Yeah, I mean, as far as his line was
right.
concerned. And now he's over in 3.
Slow down.
Look at this.
Nothing to hold you there.
So Langer could be beginning to fade here, but, you know, still in it. Down below, we have Jack Whitaker with Lee Trevino. Okay, Jack.
Lee, I know you're in a hurry to get away from here, but you better hang around the way this leaderboard's changing.
No, I think somebody's already finished, but, you know, I threw mine away on the 8th hole. You know, I have no one to blame but myself. I shot 8 over par for the tournament, and I was 9 over par on the 8th hole.
My goodness,
So,
that right?
and it's not that difficult of a hole. It's actually the best hole on the golf course. And that particular one just gave me a tough time. I made bogey Thursday, quadruple bogey Friday, double bogey yesterday, double bogey today. So I threw them away quick.
Well, Friday was a tough day for anybody to play.
Well, not for me. I had the best of it. I teed off at 3 o'clock. And I went out with the wind for the first 7 or 8, well, against the, actually on the 8th hole, I had it against the wind. And then the wind just died down completely. And for me to be 8 over par the way I drew this week. I had the best of the weather all the way around. Yesterday I played very early, but I didn't want to play very early. It's just my score made me play very early.
Well, you played very well yesterday. And, of course, you're going to defend at Cherry Hill. We'll see you there.
Well, I can't wait to get there. I was there a couple of weeks ago for a press day, and the golf course is absolutely magnificent condition. The rough wasn't as high as they wanted it, but they said we're going to put a little fertilizer, a little water on it, and you're going to hear it crackling. So I'm looking forward to it very much.
Thanks very much,
Thank
Lee.
you.
Now back to Jim.
Nice to visit with you. Thanks.
Sandy Lyle. He's only one shot out of the lead. It's been since 1931 since a Scot has won this championship. That was Tommy Armour. Now, Kite, bunkered at the 12th.
Yep. Fairway bunker.
Yep. 362-yard par 4, and he's safely on.
Good shot.
Yep. You know, I don't think I've ever heard Lee Trevino alibi for anything.
No, he doesn't. And
He doesn't, no?
Looking back, when you think how difficult a course can be, or a hole may be for a player of his caliber to be 9 over on one hole, that may astound some people at home, but you just got to see the hole first.
You just never hear him say, well, the wind came up, or this bad bounce got me. At any rate, there.
Hey, there, Sandy's stroke looks a little better today.
Yeah. Bernhard Langer. So he said he's 3 over. Still only 2 out of the lead, but his game seems to be a little shaky.
Well, that was bad thinking on that tee shot, too, Jim. You can't start to take chances. One thing the players keep saying, patience here.
Oh, what a nice shot that is.
But he's left himself one. It hasn't made anything yet today, and this one about half that length starting off.
But that'll be for the par 4. Gee, seems a long way from here, but there will be Monday night baseball tomorrow night. We'll all be home by then, we hope. Yankees against Kansas City or the Cubs against San Diego live at 8 Eastern Time. ABC's Monday Night Baseball. The pennant races resuming after the All-Star break on this weekend. And all of them pretty tight. The leader superimposed over by the leader board. Right now, David Graham with a longish birdie attempt.
Would give him a little breathing room, James.
Oh, yeah.
And put even more pressure on Longer to make his putt for a par there.
They're gathered all over this golf course from all over the United Kingdom and Europe. Many here from the United States. Ooh, okay. Should be all right for the par. Stay in the lead. David Graham, again, if you just joined us, started the day tie for the lead at 1 under. Then bogeyed the first hole, bogeyed the fourth, dropped out of the lead by 2 shots as Tom Kite charged. Now Kite has fallen back a bit, and Graham is in front once more. Now Longer, and let's see, started in the sweater, took it off. Now he's got the short sleeve back on.
Trying to get the right combination of
right.
Clothing attire. I could understand that. The weather changes so much.
Mm-hmm. He started with a long sleeve sweater, and had none. Now the short. Par putt. All right, got the cross-handed grip working this time.
Finally made one.
Yep. The tough par. That is a replica of the belt, which was first competed for when the British Open began a long, long time ago.
Welcome back to Royal St. George's. The breeze flapping the pennants briskly over the tented village as we're getting closer and closer to naming a new champion. Christy O'Connor Jr. Just 1 shot behind the lead. This is the 12th hole, his second shot, and isn't that a beauty? Only a 362-yard hole, but
it's not a hole that a lot of players may use a driver on. It's downwind, and the bunkers that you see just short of the green can come into play for the long hitters. You want to try to be down to the right side of your screen and try to get as level a lie as you can down in that area.
Sandy Lyle has just fired his second shot. And there it is, coming
Gets
down.
back to the green. Oh, greens are a little slower today than they were yesterday. I'm surprised with the wind blowing. I've seen a lot of putts left short, and players kind of puzzled by the fact they didn't get the ball to the hole.
At the 13th tee, 443-yard par 4, Tom Kite.
Tough driving hole. You've got to aim another blind tee shot. Steady, steady. One of those bounces, and that bunker is definitely in play there on the right-hand side.
His ball stopped just short of that bunker.
What kind of a lie does he have, A.W.?
Well, I
Can you
can't
see
see
the
it.
ball?
He's not in the long rough. He should have a playable shot because he's got the open green in front, and I think he can run the ball on the green.
This is the 18th tee, and looking like the Prince of Wales of old, Payne Stewart.
Oh, he's a good player, Jack.
Yes, he is.
Long
Good
hitter.
swing, huh?
Oh, long hitter, too.
Look at this. Hold it now.
Just shows you how firm this course is getting.
A little tilt there just put him into the rough by the width of the ball. Earlier at the 10th, Bernard Langer.
Big drive there. Boy.
Take a look at that, Dave.
I think this is a swing we're going to see a lot of in the future. You notice his feet aren't real wide, just a little less than shoulder width. Good turn going away. His right leg gives a little, it seems, but he makes a very good move through the ball, gets his right heel a little too high, which leveled his shoulders somewhat there. I keep waiting for him to hit a big push to the right with that kind of swing.
And here's the 10th hole, which we just saw Bernard drive.
It's the one we saw.
Uphill, where Tom Kite had an interesting adventure, to say the least.
He got out of it with 6, and he could have made anything there. Tough second shot, as I said, when Tom was playing the hole, because you're down below where you can feel the wind. You're down through the dunes, if you will, shooting up to where a lot of wind is blowing right to left.
Well, David Graham maintains a one-stroke lead. Seven people within 2 strokes.
Hey, if Payne Stewart could birdie 18, was he 3 over for the tournament so far? Payne Stewart could get a birdie 18 and get it on the board as 2 over for the tournament. That might be real good.
Christy O'Connor Jr. for birdie.
Put him in a tie for the lead.
Well, looked like a good putt again, didn't it?
It was. I mean, just the way the player reacts, I feel like that he thought it was going to break to the right, and it never did move that way. You keep hitting shots like that, Christy. Good view of this second shot at 10 now. Rossi, about how long a shot does David have?
He has a shot of about 150 yards, David. This hole is playing a little differently right now. And the wind has turned around just a shade into the player's face. Not nearly as long a drives as they had yesterday here. David probably with a 6-iron, maybe a big 7.
Oh, be right, honey.
Beautiful
Be
looking
right.
shot.
Ball. Good shot.
Boy, what a shot that was.
Good shot and good swing, Rossi. Just maybe needed one more club because it looked as though it was going right at it.
Ed, does he have a stance here?
Yes, Jack. He doesn't have a great deal of problem hitting the ball here. It's just going to take a good touch. He's got a flying lie. he probably has 170 yards, and he's just going to have to judge the bounce right. His ball's going to fly out. I imagine he's hitting no more than an 8 or a 9.
Playing it short of the green, right, Ed?
He's got to land short of the green to keep this on.
Well, we're back at the 10th hole now with Bernhard Langer.
That's Kite's shot.
There's Kite's shot, and it goes through the green.
Well, you could hear him say, boy, did that come out hot.
Now Langer.
Ball's going left.
And it could go in that bunker.
It's gone.
Well, he doesn't want to be where Kite was, that's for sure. You're better off in that bunker than you are missing it left. Is it in the bunker, Rossi? Can you tell?
I cannot tell if it's in the bunker or not, David.
Okay.
At the 18th, Payne Stewart playing with Fuzzy Zeller. Fuzzy couldn't get anything going today. Almost, but not quite. He's 5 over. But Payne, as we said, just 3 over. And just 2 strokes off the lead.
And he missed the green to the right with his second shot.